Hi everyone. Today is the first episode of Unabridged, and I'm really excited um, and a little nervous. I can speak in front of people, but this is like a new dimension for me. So I'm gonna try to make it about 10 minutes or less, and if you haven't already, you can like the Unabridged page, and we'll keep the conversation going over there. Today we're talking about being busy and what it means, what it does to us, and why being busy is not good. And I'm just sharing with you things that have been going on in my life and the revelations that I have come to, my aha moments, and it's my opinions. I've been doing a lot of research about it too, that I want to share with you, and by no means do I have all the answers. I just want to use my experiences and things that I've come to know to just help free some people of maybe some stresses or things that are overwhelming in your life. So why I started doing this is I have been noticing for the last probably about a year or more, when people say, "Oh, how are you doing?" I always just respond, "Busy but good." And I lately have just kind of been annoyed by that and not sure why I say that. And am I trying to show off? Am I trying to am I trying to brag about it? I'm so cool, everybody needs me, I'm so busy, but I don't necessarily think that it's a good thing. So I wanted to evaluate that in my life, and going through that process, I, just realizing why I say it, I've just started to think about things. But in the process, being busy, I have a lot of people that need me, need my time. At work, I'm an office manager, so of course I'm supposed to tell people what to do and where to go. And I've just started becoming really resentful of that. Even if it was a friend that texts me like, "Hey, let's go to dinner," I'm like, "Oh, I'm just so busy all the time." And I didn't really like that about myself, but I just felt like I was doing day-to-day things just to get by. I wasn't really living. And through all of this frustration, I had a lot of changes happen in my life. My family moved to Kentucky, my relationship ended, and things that were really important to me and that filled me up were being taken from my life. So I just came to this moment like, "God, what are you doing? Kind of help me out here." And through that, through crying out to God, I just had this aha moment that I wasn't living my life. I was just getting by day to day, and I didn't like that. I was just getting to 5 o'clock at work and getting through my ministries and doing all these things, but I wasn't really living. So I've really taken a step back and evaluated my life, and a lot of it is just a mental change that I have to start seeing things as privileges instead of to do busy things. And so during my aha moments, I really evaluated being busy. And through my reading and things, I think our society sets us up that if we're busy, we're successful, we're always supposed to be doing things, we're supposed to have our kids in all these sports and music events, just doing stuff all the time. And I realized when I went to the Caribbean one year that it was a Tuesday and we went to the beach and there was tons of families there, and I was like, wow, this would be so great if on a Tuesday there were people at our beaches just relaxing, and they just really know how to live their lives, I feel, a little bit more than us, in the terms that they really spend time with people and their lives aren't as busy. So in my reading too, being busy can be really stressful, as we know, and it has a lot of physical problems too. So for me, it's been learning to say no, but just also a mind change. So the biggest change came in just enjoying the time that I had, like I said. And for me, I feel like I want to spend time with people and I want to help people, but I need to say yes to myself more and no to tasks. And I think this is really important, especially for like parents. I think, I'm saying I think a lot because this is what I'm thinking. We have such a pressure to have a clean house and have kids that excel in sports and excel in things, but we don't spend enough time just, letting our kids roll around in mud or just spending time. And so this biggest thing for me is to encourage everybody to look at what we're busy with, and if there's things that we can say no to make ourselves less overwhelmed and less stressful, and spending time with the people that really matter. And I know we say this a lot when people die, but if you die tomorrow, would you be happy with what you did the day before, And I kind of start thinking about that, like when I'm deciding what to do with my time. If I die tomorrow, would I rather spend time going to coffee with a friend or working more? What would we rather do? And so I just want to encourage you to evaluate why you're busy. And there's also something to be said for being busy, I think, keeps our minds off of problems and hurts that we have. So just acknowledging why we spend our time being busy, why, are we hurting in some way, and let's heal from the hurt. And so for me too, I think why I say yes all the time is I don't want to let people down. And I think some of it, in a weird way, is me wanting to seek approval from people. And if I say yes and help them out, then maybe they'll like me. And I think that's a really sad way to live your life. But society does have a lot of pressure. So let's stop judging each other so much. I think we need to build bigger communities where we can help and support each other and really lift each other up, and not strive so much to be perfect and doing more and being busy, but just investing in living our lives. So let's evaluate our busy, and it's okay to say no. And I think when you're a yes person and you say no, people get mad. But if you say no more often, then people aren't as mad. So not to be offended if somebody tells you no. Like, that's the other key point of it. Like, we just have to be okay with the answers that we're given. But next week I want to talk about the best yes and how to pick what we do in our lives, as far as what we're saying yes to with our time. And I have a busy buddy, I call her, and we check in with each other and make sure that we have said no at least once a week. Say no to something and yes to yourself, and just free yourself from the pressures that society places on us that says, if you're busy, you're successful, because it's not better. Take care of ourselves and live your life. What would you do? Think about things like, if you die tomorrow, what would you have wanted to do the day before? And a biggest thing for me every time lately, when I decide what I'm going to say yes and no to, or when I'm overwhelmed and stressed out, I think of Psalms 46:10, where it says, be still and know that I am God. And I think that's so important, that God loves us, and nowhere in the Bible, there's no verse that says Jesus wants us stressed out and overwhelmed. You won't find that. And so, getting distracted by people. People always say I have a problem like paying attention onto one thing. So, anyway, this week, your task is to see what fills your life, and see what you're filling it with. And ask yourself, is there something I should be eliminating? Say no to one thing this week, and just encourage each other. Let's stop being so judgmental of other people and their time, and start living your life in a positive way. So next week we're going to talk about the best yes, and go over to the Unabridged page and we'll talk about it more, and I will get better as the time goes on. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Can't turn it off.